Hello everyone, this is the CRT Productions, and this will be the ASMR Windows installation. No, I'm joking. Alright, so here we go. Today we are going to be installing Windows 11 on this new computer right here. You know, I'm a technology connoisseur, so I guess I have to take one for the team and try out Windows 11. I haven't used Windows 11 in any fashion since I installed that leaked version of it that came out a few days before the official release. So Recycle Bin is now facing us. That's a little creepy. See if we can open it up. There's Recycle Bin. So I'm going to install it on this new computer. I just built it. I may post a video of that or may not. I don't know. It's not all that interesting. But anyway, we're going to install. I have it here on the old trusty Georgia Lottery USB stick. And yeah, let's see how this goes. Turn it on, and we'll see if it boots from that or not.
What do you call this guy? You call him, "Hey Chuck"? You know, what's up, Chuck?
Alright, so I went into the BIOS really quick here and made sure I had some settings right. I noticed the fans were spinning really slowly on it, so yeah, I just built this computer like yesterday, and you know, haven't really done anything with that. I just turned it on briefly, make sure it works. I also, very importantly, went over to the Advanced tab in the awful ASRock BIOS here, and went to CPU configuration and made sure that AMD FTPM under the, CPU configuration, first option, make sure that FTPM was set to AMD CPU FTPM. That should get us into Windows 11. If not, we'll see what it does. Doesn't really matter that much. And okay, so it says it doesn't meet the system requirements. So I'm gonna have to go back into the BIOS, I guess. Alright, so I've tried to enable Secure Boot. First you have to come over here and disable CSM, whatever that is, and then you go into Secure Boot, put it enabled, and then we'll restart. Alright, let's try this again. Can't run Windows 11. Okay, so we still can't run it. Alright, so I've spent the last several hours trying to get this thing to work with Windows 11, and I think it will work this time. I have updated the BIOS to the latest version. No thanks to ASRock. ASRock's website, according to one of those websites that tells you how long or whether or not a website is down, says that their website has been down for almost 3 days. And apparently it goes down pretty regularly. So I had to go and download it from third-party websites. That was nice, but it did work. Alright, there it is, spinning circle. The spinny do go in there. Alright, so let's go ahead and click next. You may notice that the setup screen for Windows 11 is exactly the same as Windows 10, Windows 8, and Windows 7. So that's very nice. Don't have a product key right now for this. Windows 11 Home, next. Okay, so it is going to let me install it now. Normally, if you get to that part where it says Windows 11 Home, Pro, etc., and then you click Next, that's the point where it will cut you off and say your system doesn't meet the requirements. But mine met the requirements, apparently. This was last updated June 2021, so that hasn't changed since the last time I accepted it. Alright, we don't want to upgrade because there's nothing on this drive yet. Make a new partition, still. Okay, yeah. Still exactly the same as Windows 7. That's hilarious. I think even Windows Vista was the same as that. So there you go. Alright, we're starting that at, let's see here, 1040. You can see that. Can you see that? Not really. 1040. Exactly 1040. So we'll see how long it takes to install Windows 11 on a PCIe Gen 4 SSD. Alright, well, unsurprisingly, it was done in under 5 minutes. So, There you go. Once again, I didn't catch it on camera, of course, because I was assuming it'd take a little longer than that. I didn't think it would take long, but I thought it might take a little bit longer than that. Alright, that's very bright and white. Let's see what we got here. Got our mouse, got the boring Windows 10 mouse here. Look at that though, you see that? May not be able to tell on camera, but it's showing my, it's using my monitor's 144 Hertz refresh rate, even in the setup screen. That's pretty interesting. Alright. Keyboard, yeah, whatever. Keyboard, no. Although, of course, once I get this thing set up, we will not be using that keyboard there. We'll be using this one, of course. Very much more appropriate for a system like this here, I think. At least color scheme wise. All right, Ethernet not connected. I don't have internet yet, so you'll need an internet connection to continue setting up your device.
2,000 years later.
Alright, so I've got it connected to something. I don't know if that really has access to the internet, but whatever. Not my problem. Alright, let's see if it does anything. Oh, it's going to download updates, of course. There we go. Oh, CRT ultra-fast device. It got cut off, so it's just ultra-fast D. There you go. Don't care. Move on. Alright. This is Windows 11 installation here. Isn't this fun? Alright. Let me know in the comments, if you can see that on camera. What should I do with these things here? Case badges. Should I install them on this system? You let me know. What do you think? Alright, so here we go. We got another one of these screens. It restarted. Got another spinning circle thing. Okay. Unlock your Microsoft experience. Here we go with the not very fun part. Sign in. I'm obviously going to do everything I can to not do that. Oh, it lets you just create an account. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably just do that then. Create account at outlook.com. There we go. /com. There we go. Good. There we go. Create a password. There's my app. That's good. 2 of the following. Oh, okay. There you go. First name, good. Last name is required. Birth date, I'm gonna just, yep, that, and then, I don't know, what's the youngest that you could be to create a, 2020? Good, yeah, that's good. Email, alternate email address is required. Alright, yeah, it accepted that. So yeah, if it doesn't let you skip it, as I didn't see any option for it to skip it just then. So if it does the same thing it did for me just then, for you when you install this, you just try that, I guess. Location, no. Find device. This is so silly now. It was funny. This stuff is funny. Like the first time you see it, you can kind of laugh at it and make fun of it. But then you realize they're going to ask it every time you set up a Windows device from now on. So, yeah, I guess a little bit old. Inking and typing. Like, are we playing Splatoon here? Or, I mean, I don't know what's going on. Tailored experiences and advertising. I don't know where do you get advertisements in Windows. Are they going to start putting advertisements in Windows? If so, I don't know. What's my experience? Could we just not do that? Yeah, I'd like to not do that. Okay. What are we waiting for now? Are we downloading more updates? What are we? Okay, yeah, we're updating again. That's cute. That's great. All right. Well, we just sit back and wait, I guess. Now we're doing this. All right. So my desktop just popped up. I missed it by about 2 seconds there. All right. So here it is. It is installed on the system now. So we do have internet access apparently. We have a wired display, not a wireless display. I guess. I should have audio. Obviously, I haven't installed any drivers yet, though, so we won't get into that. OneDrive and Microsoft Teams are pre-installed. I'm going to see, and of course, and it says it's 8 a.m. That's not right. But anyway, we'll get everything set up here. I'm thinking the first order of business will be to look at the task manager. And this does have a new task manager. Surprisingly, they finally, really it's the same thing, but it just looks different. But never mind that. Never mind that part. So it's using network apparently. It's just downloading stuff. I've never understood why Microsoft Edge starts up on startup, but never mind. So now instead of having something across the top that tells you what it is, it has little icons. So you have to hover over it to see what it is. Which is, that's just a lot of fun. Teams, disable that, obviously. OneDrive, disable that. Okay, well, I think I will, first thing I'll do, I wonder if there is a Windows 11. Alright, so there does appear to be a Windows 11 debloat tool here, courtesy of this, I don't know how to pronounce that, but this person on GitHub. So in theory we can launch this, and naturally it's going to try to block it. This is basically a necessary step when you're installing Windows these days, even with 10, ever since Windows 10 was released pretty much. Let's see what we can do here. Essential tweaks, what is that?
Well, jars, the difference between the Senate and the House, the difference between chicken salad and chicken.
All right, so yeah, I took a little bit of time off and, took a little breather after installing it. I was a little bit frustrated with it, to say the least. And I took a little bit of time off, about a week, to get used to Windows 11, use it. I think I mentioned before that I'd never used Windows 11 outside of that time I installed it in a VM the day after it was leaked back in mid-2021. But I did use it briefly on a laptop. I bought a new laptop late last year, and it came with Windows 11 on it. But, Windows 11 was not very nice to use on that laptop. So I do have a point here, and that is that if you have a laptop right now that has Windows 10 on it, especially, or if you're buying a new laptop that's going to have Windows 11, I would recommend, either not upgrading to Windows 11, or if it's going to have Windows 11 on it, if you're buying a new one, maybe, consider downgrading, because, Windows 11 was not very nice to use on that laptop. The performance was quite poor, and when I downgraded to Windows 10, put Windows 10 on it, the performance was great. So just taking a look at some of this stuff here. Windows 11 Home, 22H2. Windows 11's been out for a little while now, and it's matured a little bit since it was first released. Of course, the start menu, that's the first thing you'll notice as a difference between Windows 10 and Windows 11. But as far as just overall using this, it's pretty much the same as Windows 10. I mean, this window here's File Explorer, basically the same. We'll get out of that. But this window here, File Explorer, basically the same as Windows 10. I mean, got different icons, as I mentioned in my video of the leak, the pre-release leak back in 2021. All that's pretty much the same. This PC, you can see the different icons that they have now. One thing that they've added to Windows 11 that I actually like is when you click on a window and drag it and hold it, this little black bar shows up at the top of the screen right there, and you can drag this up there into that, and you can see there it gives you different options for putting the windows side by side. So you got classic side by side like that, which you can still just do that and do side by side, of course. But then they have these other options, like having 4 little windows all at once on the screen like that, or 3 windows like that. That's pretty cool. That's a feature I would like to see added earlier to Windows, so I'm glad that it's here now. One thing I don't like on Windows 11 is this down here. That is the volume control. You got the volume right there, but then you got this other stuff here, and it's all kind of combined into, they've tried to combine a bunch of stuff into one window, and then you've got your network. Where's your network? What if I wanted to change? What if I wanted to connect to wireless right now? What do I do? Yes, I don't actually know what you have to do. I guess I don't have wireless on this. It's a desktop computer, of course, so I don't have any wireless. I also don't have any wireless displays, but yeah, I don't have any wireless networks to connect to, but just they've tried to combine this all into one thing. I'm not sure what that would look like on a laptop where you have wireless networks, but either way, kind of frustrating. You can still right click on it, open the volume mixer, although now apparently it pops up in settings, so that's interesting. Okay, I didn't even realize that, but yeah, volume mixer's still there, but it's in the settings window now, so that's not great. Okay, how about sound settings? So apparently it doesn't have the classic Windows 7 style sound settings window. That'll take some getting used to. If you're installing and or using Windows 11 on a laptop, definitely listen up for this right here. This is Windows 11's core isolation, which is some kind of security feature. I don't know any of the details about it. I'm not an expert on that, but all I know is that this is what was really screwing over my laptop before. When I had that laptop, I turned it off and performance in games almost doubled. I don't know if they've made some improvements on that or not, but yeah, here it is in device security. You can go to Windows security by coming down here and just clicking on the little shield, of course. Then you go to device security on the left side, and this right there, core isolation. It was turned off by default for me when I installed this, but according to this article, it's now turned on by default. So if you're installing this sometime in the near future, it'll probably be turned on. So you'll definitely want to look into that, especially, like I said, if you're on a laptop. You may not notice it as much on a desktop, but if you're on a laptop, you definitely will feel it. But, Windows 11 is just kind of okay to use. I mean, honestly, I wasn't thrilled to switch over to Windows 10 when that was released, but I did it, and, Windows 10 has turned out to be okay. Whatever, it's just the way this stuff goes. Eventually, there's going to be a new version of Windows, and we'll all have to accept it eventually. But anyway, that's pretty much all I can say about this. It's just not that much different from Windows 10. There's some design changes here. There's some minor stuff like the thing I was showing a second ago, and then this over here is kind of annoying, but other than just minor things like that, it's functionally the same for the most part. They've started to remove some of the Windows 7 style menus, kind of like what I mentioned before, the volume settings and mixer and all that. But yeah, overall it's just kind of similar. So while I outro this video, I'll have it installing DaVinci Resolve and all of this redistributable stuff as to install. So there you have it. It works fine, as you can see. And pretty much just if you have a laptop, I would recommend sticking to Windows 10 for now. But if you're building a new high-end desktop PC like this one here, not to brag or anything, but yeah, if you're building a new high-end desktop, you can try Windows 11 out if you feel the need, and if you don't, Windows 10 still works perfectly fine. But yeah, I think Windows 11 will be just fine. So there you have it. Alright. Thank you for watching this video. Until next time, stay safe out there. And don't ask me why these fans are two different colors. I can't figure it out.